welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and welcome to another 24/7 report where I'm going to bring you up to speed with all the latest Everton transfer news, and of course today's headline surrounds last night's on and off transfer saga, which surrounded Pierre-Emile Hojbjerg. He was the name on everyone's lips last night as we were supposedly signing him for an extortionate 25 million when you consider that he has only a year left on his contract. Then all of a sudden we weren't, and now it looks a lot more believable that we won't go for him. Today, the latest development on the Hojbjerg front is that he looks set to reject the move to Everton in favour of a move to Tottenham. Reports coming out of Everton said that the reported 25 million bid was nonsense, and that our bid was closer to the 14 million mark. So quite a substantial difference. And that's the kind of price I thought we should be paying. I think 25 million is a rip-off for a player with a year left on his contract. And for me, his reported preference for Spurs should hammer home the final nail in the coffin of our Hojbjerg pursuit. We don't expect to be everybody's first choice, and we shouldn't, given the situation we're in. But if he's not that interested in us, we should definitely not be breaking the bank for him. We shouldn't be ripping ourselves off for him. It's time to learn our lessons on the sort of transfer front from years gone by and maybe move on to some more, reasonable targets and more affordable targets, and maybe some targets who, we could get a bit more value for money from. On that note, we look to other midfielders. Further developments in our supposed pursuit of Napoli midfielder Allen, and unfortunately it looks like another blow in a pursuit for the midfielder. RAI, the national broadcaster of Italy, suggests that super agent Jorge Mendes is now involved in the deal, and he's going to try and sway Allen to move to Wolves instead, which is something we've already seen Mendes do in recent years. This is more of a blow than Hojbjerg, in my opinion, because he's a better player, but he's also a 29-year-old, so we might not want to spend the touted 30 million plus fee for him as we try and save a bit of money this window. But it all comes down, of course, to Carlo Ancelotti, and of course he's well acquainted with Allen and how much he really wants him, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Staying in Italy now, and our mates Calcio Mercato have reported that Everton are planning a double raid on Torino this summer. Firstly, the goalkeeper Salvatore Sirigu, a very experienced Italian international, and also the former Chelsea fullback Ola Aina. Aina is a decent enough fullback. He's able to play on either flank, and he's certainly a lot quicker and more physical than anybody we have in that position right now. Whether, though, he possesses enough quality remains to be seen. He hasn't played very much this season, and it's been a disappointing season for Torino so far. They're languishing in the bottom half, and considering their decent performances over the last few years, it's quite a drop-off. On the other hand, Sirigu, I think, would be a brilliant signing for us. We clearly need a more experienced keeper who's a bit more solid and competent to compete with Jordan Pickford and get the England keeper on his toes a bit more. With Steck leaving this summer, 33-year-old Salvatore Sirigu is the perfect age, I think, to bring in as a keeper who could be a short-term improvement for a year or two, but with a view to phasing in a younger keeper later down the line, be it an improved Jordan Pickford or somebody else altogether. He's been fantastic for Torino this year in spite of their awful performances at times. He's pretty much single-handedly kept them up at this rate, if you ask me. But he'd be the perfect profile of goalkeeper to bring in to give Pickford the kick up the arse that he desperately needs if this season's anything to go by. He's also played under Ancelotti, of course, Sirigu, at PSG previously, so he knows the manager well. I think it's definitely worth seeing what sort of money Torino would command for him. I can't say he would be cheap, but I definitely hope that there is more to this one than just rumours, because Sirigu would be a very astute signing if we can get him for the right price. Finally, on the transfer front, there have been fresh links between Everton and the big supposed pursuit of last year that turned out to be a big fabrication, Wilfried Zaha. And a former Palace chairman has added fuel to that fire today. Simon Jordan, the former Crystal Palace chairman, said that it's time for Zaha to leave Palace this summer. During an appearance on TalkSport, he discussed Crystal Palace's shocking end to the season, and having been linked last year to Zaha, we've obviously been name-dropped as a possible destination once again. Don't get me wrong, Zaha would obviously improve our squad, and in a position where we might be looking to improve, but is he really worth the price that Palace would undoubtedly demand? I don't think he is. And given that there wasn't much in it last year, I think there's even less in it this summer, and it's time to move on, I think. And speaking of moving on, it could well be the end of an era this weekend for one of the club's true modern greats. With Leighton Baines still yet to sign a contract extension, there are rumours flying about that he could be set for a farewell appearance in the final game of the season against Bournemouth on Sunday. I, for one, am not looking forward to the prospect of seeing Baines play his final game for Everton. And if he is going to leave, it's a crying shame that his final game will be in front of no fans, where he won't get the standing ovation that his contributions to Everton have more than deserved. There's still time for him to sign on for an extra year, and we all hope that he does get the extra year and we can see him for one last time at Goodison Park with fans in the ground. But just in case, maybe it's time for us to start mentally preparing ourselves for life without Leighton Baines. Not an easy one, but so be it. We've got to move on and see what the future holds. All eyes on that final day now, of course. Just one game to go of a pretty forgettable season. And then it's on to the transfer window, so no doubt that you'll be seeing a lot more of me and a lot more of these shows very soon, as the rumour mill gets into full flow. But be sure to subscribe anyway, and so you can ring the bell as well. Get ready for all that great content that's going to be coming your way during the transfer window. Also, let us know your opinions on everything we've covered in this show as well. Drop us a comment below. And give the video a like as well. That's all, folks. Until next time, thank you for watching on the Toffee Blues.